have you brought the boys, I guess, back down, or do you keep them up after such an incredible win on the weekend?
Yeah, it's a good question because we don't want to lose those great positive thoughts that we got from that game, and obviously there was a lot of emotion and fantastic performance and result under difficult circumstances. But we want to draw on that. We don't want to just put it away. We want to use that emotion and the strength of that result and performance into this next challenge.
And they're going to need that sort of character again. Wellington obviously have that extra week and a bit or 2 weeks break. How do you handle that? Do you not mention it? Do you make your players more aware of it?
No, they'll be aware. Obviously, they earned the week off, so they deserve that week to refresh and get themselves ready for this game. Look, we know they're a very good team. We've had 3 very tough matches against them thus far. We know they'll come here full of confidence, but they'll be playing a team that's also full of confidence, full of belief, and we want our fans to come out again. They created an amazing atmosphere last week, and they really did help us get over the line. And once we had the players sent off, we needed every ounce of support that we could get, and they certainly gave us that. And this week's important that they come out and support us, which could effectively be our last home game. And we want to make sure that we leave Amy Park in a very good position going to Wellington.
2 draws and a loss against Wellington. You haven't beaten them this year. I know there's a couple of sucker punches probably in there as well. Roddy indicated maybe a bit of a point to prove when you haven't beaten a team this year, and you get them at crunch time. Has that been the sort of message?
Not yet, but I think performance-wise, definitely in 2 of the games we played very well. We didn't get the result, so that's something we have to manage this time. So we've got to do even better. So it's against a team that the last performances weren't quite enough to get a win, and it's a semi-final. So we've got to lift our performance from our last match against Melbourne City, and also from what we've done previously against them. The players are obviously in great spirits, but we're very well aware of what we're up against. It's a semi-final, a very good opponent, and we expect another tough game.
2 teams that really pride themselves on their defence. Wellington have been so hard to crack. Do you anticipate it's going to be a real maybe cat and mouse affair across these 2 legs?
Look, maybe it's hard to predict how these games will go, but obviously they've played very well all year, and built a solid foundation at the back. Some outstanding performances consistently, and when they go forward, they're very efficient and very dangerous. So we know that, but I believe we've also shown last week the resilience that we have in character, and we really showed that we can create some good opportunities.
Has everyone pulled up? I think Ryan Teague must have covered every blade of grass on Amy Park, for an example, but a lot of players played 100+ minutes for 10 men.
Yeah, they did, and I think psychologically everyone's in a good place. I think that type of game takes a lot out of you physically, so we're happy that we've got the 7-day turnaround. Obviously, no travel. Yesterday was there were signs at training of us recovering physically, and we've still got 2 more days. So come Sunday, I've got no doubt the boys will be ready.
So how's he going? I'm sure he would have been disappointed himself to get sent off, and obviously you guys didn't challenge the suspension. So you're without him for these 2 games. How is he, and how do you cover for him?
Yeah, he's okay now. Obviously, he had a lot of different emotions during the game and after, and probably the first session back was a bit difficult for him. But we've seen his bubbly personality has come back again, and he'll be not available for us on the field, but he'll be a key component off the field in supporting the team and helping us in training to get everyone up to speed and ready for these 2 tough games starting on Sunday. And covering his absence. Okay, he's a fantastic player, but we played a lot of minutes without him, and we've got some good options to fill his position.
How encouraging is it for you as a coach when it was crunch time? You've had to pull off Bruno, Arzani, and you've had guys like going into another crunch game, so you're like your Casey Bosses, your Nish, young players step up when the heat's on. It must give you an indication of what they're capable of.
Yeah, it's excellent. It just shows how far they've come and they've grown. That, you know, they've probably gone from players that just play the game to now being able to actually perform on the big stage. And we want them to embrace what happened and be able to repeat it again. They all came in, and when you're missing those two players and Jake Brimmer off the field as well, and the players have come in and done a wonderful job. It just shows the squad is strong, and I'm sure that whoever fills in for Zizou can do a very good job.
2 years ago, you had a similar situation, two-legged semi, and it didn't go to plan. And I know this is the first leg, but what do you, as a group, you still got quite a few of those players learn from that experience of the sort of 180-minute plus semi-final?
Yeah, that it lasts over 2 games and not one. And we've obviously learned a lot from that experience. But we played 2 games here, home and away. This will be a bit different, where you really do feel the away game in the second leg, with it being in New Zealand. But it's just about putting on a performance and knowing it lasts for 2. But you've got to do everything you can to get an advantage in the first leg, and while being composed and focused, and being patient as well throughout the game.
Obviously, from your end, got to look at how important Paul Rizzo was. At the other end this week, Alex Paulson's been a top young keeper. How important is it just to be clinical, which is something maybe that's been an up and down, I guess, battle for your team this year? Yeah,
it has. Creating chances hasn't been too difficult, but converting consistently has been. But I firmly believe that if we can continue to create the opportunities, that's the most important part. And then I'll back the boys to deliver once again in a big game against a formidable backline, very stable, and had a wonderful year. Fantastic defensive display, and a young keeper that has been great between the sticks there. And and he's a young player that looks confident and keeps growing, and I'm sure he'll have a fantastic career.
Spoke to Adama Traore this week. How important is he? But it feels like he's managed to get forward more, get some of those real dangerous crosses in. Maybe a bit more of a license to attack, which we know has always been a strength of his. Yeah,
I think a lot of that probably culminates with his own fitness, getting better. And he had a lot of niggles early on, and he was in and out of the team constantly, so he couldn't really get any rhythm and consistency in his game. We brought him here because we love him getting forward. He's got a great left foot, and we've seen that really evolve in the last 4 to 6 weeks, and he's very important for us on that left side, and hopefully he can contribute to some good opportunities for us, for our attackers in the box.
We saw how important that maybe hostile and parochial full crowd was against City. How important is it for that to come again on Sunday, even though it's Mother's Day? Get some numbers down.
Yeah, well, look, we should all embrace that and enjoy Mother's Day. Special person in our lives. But all I could say is probably enjoy lunch with Mum, and come and celebrate Mother's Day by coming here and supporting us once more and creating that wonderful atmosphere that we had last week. And it can really go a long way towards setting us up and setting up a good foundation going into Wellington.
Bring the mums down, right?
Yes, that's the idea. Bring them along to enjoy it, and and then come and support us and help us get that first leg important advantage.
Just, I know your future comes up. Is that still a situation where it talks apart while you're in the midst of finals?
Yeah. I think that's just something that we decided on a while back, and just focus on the games now, and trying to get through these 2 important semi-final matches, and we'll deal with that at the appropriate time.